A mechanic in Stuttgart just refused to work on 3 specific cars, not because he lacks the skills, but because every repair turns into a multi-thousand-euro nightmare that destroys customer relationships. Across Germany, France and the UK, independent workshops are developing reputations for avoiding certain European models. One requires extensive engine disassembly for routine maintenance that should be simple. Another has transmission problems so frequent that specialists keep replacement units in stock. And there's a luxury SUV where common repairs often exceed the vehicle's remaining value. These aren't just unreliable, they're vehicles that mechanics actively warn families against buying. If the people who fix cars for a living are this cautious, shouldn't you be too? European car buyers face a reliability crisis that dealers rarely discuss openly. According to various reliability surveys from organizations like Which, ADAC and TÜV, certain models consistently rank among the worst performers, generating complaints that range from expensive failures to chronic problems that never fully resolve. These aren't American or Asian imports. These are cars from brands that once defined European automotive excellence. BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Peugeot, Renault. Names that historically represented engineering quality now appear regularly in reliability complaint databases and workshop forums discussing problem vehicles. Multiple data sources paint a concerning picture. Which UK's owner satisfaction surveys, ADAC Germany's breakdown assistance records, and TÜV inspection failure rates all highlight recurring patterns with specific models. When independent mechanics, warranty administrators, and insurance assessors all express concerns about the same vehicles, the pattern becomes impossible to ignore. What you're about to learn comes from mechanics who see these cars regularly, combined with documented reliability data and owner testimony. This isn't speculation. It's pattern recognition based on repeated failures across thousands of vehicles. If you want to avoid the 9 European cars that mechanics consistently warn against, hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell, because the information I'm about to share could save you from automotive financial disaster. And if you're already considering buying one of these cars, watch until the end, because number 1 will shock you. Starting at number 9, we have a car that's tarnishing Volkswagen's reputation for reliability. The Golf Mk8 with 1.5 TSI engine and DSG gearbox. Starting at €28,000, this combination has created significant problems that mechanics increasingly dread. The 1.5 TSI's active cylinder management system has been linked to excessive oil consumption in numerous owner complaints. Online forums document hundreds of cases where Golf Mk8 owners report oil consumption rates that VW considers within specification, but that concern independent mechanics. Some specialists theorize this may relate to uneven wear patterns from cylinder deactivation, though the exact mechanism remains debated. A Berlin workshop shared their experience with multiple Golf Mk8s. We're seeing oil consumption issues beginning around 30,000 to 50,000 kilometers, progressively worsening until owners face difficult decisions about engine repairs costing over €6,000. The pattern is consistent enough that we've learned to watch for it. But here's what makes mechanics cautious about Golf Mk8 warranty work. Volkswagen's approval process can be demanding. Owners must prove oil consumption through dealer-monitored tests that can take weeks and involve driving restrictions. Documentation requirements are strict, and claims can be denied for minor service history gaps. Independent mechanics cannot participate in these monitoring programs, forcing customers to VW dealers for the testing process. The DQ200 DSG dual-clutch transmission continues to generate complaints despite improvements over earlier generations. Independent VW specialists report regular DSG replacements costing around €3,600 each. The dry clutch design shows sensitivity to stop-start traffic conditions, with owners reporting shuddering that persists despite software updates. The Mk8's touchscreen-heavy interior has created additional service complications. Technicians must navigate touchscreen menus to access basic functions during diagnostic work, slowing repair processes and increasing labor time. One Munich mechanic explained their pricing approach. Golf Mk8 work often takes significantly longer than VW's official time allocation suggests. Access issues and software complexity mean we need to price based on realistic time requirements, which sometimes surprises customers expecting dealer-quoted labor hours. Resale values reflect some market concerns, with 3-year-old Golf Mk8 showing softer residual values compared to the previous Mark 7 generation, though exact comparisons vary by specification and market. Number 8 brings us to France's problematic small displacement engine, the Peugeot 3008 with 1.2 PureTech. Starting at €32,000, this crossover won European Car of the Year 2017, then developed a reputation for expensive engine failures. The wet timing belt system has become notorious in automotive circles. French consumer organization UFC Que Choisir has extensively documented PureTech engine complaints, with thousands of affected owners reporting failures. The pattern is remarkably consistent. Between 40 and 80,000 kilometers, the rubber belt running inside the engine oil deteriorates, contaminating the lubrication system. A Paris workshop specializing in Peugeot repairs shared their experience. We see regular PureTech timing belt failures. The belt material breaks down in the oil environment, releasing particles that clog oil passages and damage the oil pump. Once contamination reaches certain levels, complete engine replacement becomes the only viable option at around €5,400. What makes mechanics particularly cautious about this work is Peugeot's warranty response. Multiple workshops report the warranty claims can face scrutiny, with some denials issued for service history variations, though experiences vary depending on dealer and specific circumstances. Stellantis announced a major recall in mid-2025 affecting over 630,000 vehicles in France alone, with additional vehicles across Europe for camshaft chain issues in their 1.5 Blue HDI diesel engines, demonstrating the scale of powertrain concerns across their product range. The 1.5 Blue HDI diesel available in the 3008 brings additional concerns. AdBlue injection system failures requiring extensive repairs have been widely reported, with costs approaching €4,200. Parts availability has become problematic for some owners. Workshop forums discuss extended wait times for certain components, with some repairs delayed for weeks or months while parts remain on back order. UK used car price guides show 3-year-old 3008s with notably lower residual values compared to Japanese competitors like the Toyota CHR, reflecting market perception of reliability concerns. At number 7, the Renault Captur demonstrates some challenges with the 1.3 TCE engine co-developed with Mercedes. Starting at €24,000, this small crossover has developed a reputation for problems that can appear relatively early in vehicle life. The 1.3 TCE engine's timing chain issues appear in which UK reliability surveys and owner forums, though the scale of failures isn't as extensively documented as some other engines on this list. Lyon mechanic Francois Dubois shared a pattern he's observed. Timing chain stretch can cause characteristic rattling at cold start. Once these symptoms appear, owners face a decision about repair timing. The chain can eventually jump timing if ignored long enough. Repair costs including labour approach €4,100. Turbocharger failures have also been reported, though not universally. The small turbocharger operates under high boost pressure, and when failures occur, metal contamination can spread through the engine, escalating repair costs significantly. Renault's warranty administration has created some frustration in the independent repair sector. A Brussels workshop described their experience. We've seen warranty claims denied based on findings that seem strict. The dispute resolution process can extend for months while customers face out-of-pocket expenses. The E-Tech hybrid system has generated owner complaints worth noting. The clutchless transmission's behavior during gear change, which Renault characterizes as inherent to the technology, continues to frustrate some owners who expected conventional smoothness, though others report satisfaction once they adapt to the system's characteristics. Battery management system problems have stranded some owners when the hybrid system refuses to engage. When hybrid component failures occur involving electric motors, inverters, or battery packs, repair costs can range from €3,200 to €8,400, depending on which components fail, though these represent worst-case scenarios rather than typical experiences. Access to Renault hybrid diagnostics presents challenges for independent mechanics, requiring specialized equipment and software subscriptions that can be economically prohibitive for lower-volume shops. Used market pricing shows 3-year-old Capturs with lower residual percentages compared to competitors like the Mazda CX-30, suggesting some market awareness of reliability concerns. But number 6 combines German badge prestige with reliability concerns that have led one Munich workshop to implement special pricing policies. And when you hear about the issues affecting some Mercedes A-Class models, you'll understand the caution. Breaking into our top 6, the Mercedes A-Class W177 with 1.3-litre engine has surprised some observers with reliability concerns unusual for the brand. Starting at €32,000, this engine, co-developed with Renault, has generated discussion among specialists. Head gasket and timing chain issues appear in some TÜV inspection data and owner reports, though the A-Class overall tends to rank as average to slightly below average in reliability surveys rather than catastrophic. The symptoms when problems occur are classic: white smoke from exhaust, coolant loss, overheating. Stuttgart specialist Werner Schmidt shared his workshop's experience. We've seen some A-Class head gasket failures on vehicles under 3 years old. The 1.3 engine appears to run at temperatures that can stress components. Replacement costs around €3,800 including head machining. Mercedes warranty responses have varied, with some claims approved and others denied based on service history interpretation. The 8G DCT dual-clutch transmission generates owner complaints about clutch judder in German automotive forums, with many reporting that the problem persists despite software updates. When mechatronic units fail, replacement costs approach €5,200, though failure rates don't appear to be as widespread as some other dual-clutch systems. MBUX infotainment system issues affect some A-Class owners. Touchscreen problems, processor performance issues, and occasional software glitches have been documented. Replacement screens cost around €2,100 when needed. Access to Mercedes diagnostic systems presents financial challenges for independent workshops. The subscription-based diagnostic tools required for proper Mercedes service represent significant annual costs that smaller operations struggle to justify for limited Mercedes volume. One Birmingham independent workshop explained their approach. Mercedes-specific diagnostic tool subscriptions create difficult economies when we see relatively few Mercedes vehicles. We sometimes direct customers to dealerships for certain procedures. Used market data shows mixed results for the W177A class, with residuals varying significantly by specification. Proper specs can hold value reasonably well, while others show weaker performance. At number 5, the Range Rover Evoque with Ingenium diesel demonstrates that premium pricing doesn't guarantee premium reliability. At €48,000, the Evoque consistently ranks poorly in the UK reliability surveys from organisations like WarrantyWise and Which. The Ingenium 2-litre diesel engine's timing chain problems have become well documented. Failures occurring at 60 to 80,000 kilometers would be concerning enough, but the repair complexity makes them financially devastating. The timing chain positioning at the rear of the engine requires complete engine removal for access. London specialist David Clark explained the repair economics. Engine removal for Evoque timing chain replacement involves dropping the subframe, disconnecting four-wheel drive components, and removing front suspension elements. We're looking at 20+ hours of labor before even addressing the chain itself. With chain kit and potential headwork if valves contacted pistons, total bills range from €3,500 to €9,000 depending on damage extent. The ZF 9-speed automatic transmission, which performs well in other applications, generates complaints about behavior in the Evoque. Software calibration creates gear hunting and jerky responses that Land Rover has not fully resolved across multiple software updates. Mechanical failures requiring complete transmission failure cost around €6,200. Land Rover's warranty administration has created documented frustration. Workshop owners report claims sometimes denied based on service history interpretations that seem strict compared to other manufacturers. Water ingress affects a notable percentage of Evoques based on TEV inspection reports and owner complaints. Sunroof drain tube design, door seal performance, and body drainage routing all contributes to water finding its way into the interior and damaging electronic modules. Insurance assessors have noted the frequency of Evoque water damage claims. Specialized tool requirements make independent Evoque service challenging. Even basic operations like brake pad replacement can require manufacturer diagnostic access for electronic parking brake release. 3-year depreciation on Evoques is notably higher than competitors like the BMW X1, reflecting market awareness of reliability concerns. Number 4 brings us BMW's entry-level SUV and some concerning patterns. Starting at €39,000, the X1 F48 has developed a reputation among some mechanics for issues, though it's generally not considered as problematic as the JLR products on this list. Timing chain issues affect a percentage of 4-cylinder engines in the F48 generation, not at the epidemic levels of BMW's older M47 diesel, but enough cases appear in workshop experience and Decro reliability data to warrant attention. Chains can develop stretch, causing characteristic rattling at cold start. Munich BMW specialist Hans Müller described the progression. The timing chain rattle typically begins at 40 to 60,000 kilometers. Many owners initially ignore it because the noise disappears once the engine warms, but the chain continues stretching. Eventually, it can jump teeth if ignored long enough. Full repair with guides and tensioners costs around €3,400 or significantly more if headwork becomes necessary. The X-Drive all-wheel systems transfer case has generated failure reports, with bearing failures creating grinding noises and vibrations. Replacement costs approach €4,200. BMW has addressed some cases under warranty for owners who documented issues persistently. Run flat tire costs add to ownership expenses. These tires cost approximately 40% more than conventional alternatives. While some punctures can technically be repaired depending on damage location and severity, many tire shops decline repairs, meaning most punctures result in replacement. The stiffer ride can accelerate wear on suspension components. One independent BMW workshop explained challenges with X1 work. The time estimation conflicts can create customer dissatisfaction. We quote based on actual job requirements, but customers compare to official estimates. It's a communication challenge we navigate carefully. Used market pricing shows the F48 X1 with residual values that vary by specification. Some compete well against rivals, while others show softer performance. Taking bronze at number 3, the Volkswagen Tiguan with 2.0 TDI diesel demonstrates ongoing challenges with modern diesel technology in real-world conditions. Starting at €35,000, this SUV combines complexity with documented failure patterns. The EA288 2.0 TDI engine's EGR, or exhaust gas recirculation cooler, failures appear regularly in workshop experience. The cooler experiences extreme thermal cycling between hot exhaust gases and coolant, eventually developing internal cracks that allow coolant into the exhaust system. Hamburg specialist Klaus Weber described this typical presentation. EGR cooler failures produce white smoke, progressive coolant loss, and overheating. In severe cases, coolant enters combustion chambers through the EGR valve. If the engine ingests enough liquid, hydrolock can destroy internal components. EGR cooler replacement costs around €1,800, but if the engine hydrolocks, we're looking at €7,000 plus for complete replacement. The DPF, or diesel particulate filter regeneration system, is calibrated to meet emission standards. In predominantly city driving, the DPF attempts regeneration frequently. Each regeneration cycle temporarily reduces fuel economy and introduces some diesel fuel into the engine oil through incomplete combustion. TUV inspection data shows that diesel engines used primarily for short trips can develop high levels of fuel dilution in their oil, which reduces lubrication effectiveness and accelerates wear. When DPFs eventually clog from short trip use, replacement costs around €2,400. The challenge is that replacement doesn't change the underlying usage pattern. The 7-speed DSG transmission in 4-wheel drive models, DQ500, experiences mechatronic failures at rates that concern specialists. The hydraulic control unit manages clutch actuation and gear selection, and when it fails, transmission operation becomes erratic. Replacement costs approach €4,200. One Berlin workshop explained their approach. We now clearly explain to customers that diesel vehicles used primarily for short urban trips will experience repeated DPF problems. If they cannot change their driving pattern to include regular long journeys, they're better suited to petrol or hybrid vehicles. Used market pricing shows Tiguan diesels with notably lower residual values than petrol equivalents, reflecting market concerns about diesel complexity. But the car at number 2 combines British luxury aspirations with reliability issues so widely documented that mechanics describe water intrusion as nearly expected. Our runner-up at number 2, the Jaguar E-Pace, represents the challenges Jaguar faces with reliability perception. Starting at €42,000, it promises British luxury but has developed a reputation that makes mechanics distinctly cautious. The Ingenium 2-litre engines, both diesel and petrol, share timing chain issues documented across multiple JLR models, which UK reliability data shows E-Pace ranking below average, with timing chain problems among the documented concerns. The chain positioning at the engine rear makes repair access extremely difficult. Birmingham specialist David Clark explained the economic reality. Timing chain replacement on E-Pace requires complete engine removal due to access constraints. We're looking at 18 plus hours of labor, with chain components and potential headwork if valve damage occurred. Bills range from €2,500 to €4,500. The 9-speed ZF automatic transmission, generally reliable in other applications, develops problems in some E-Pace installations. Software calibration creates gear hunting complaints, and mechanical failures requiring complete transmission replacement occur. Replacement costs approach €5,500. Electrical system stability has become a recognized E-Pace issue. CAN bus faults can affect multiple systems simultaneously. Power steering, ABS, stability control. Manchester workshop owner shared their experience. We've had E-Pace customers with repeated electrical issues. We replace modules following proper procedures, update software, everything by the book. Sometimes problems return. There can be underlying architecture issues that are difficult to resolve permanently. Water ingress affects the percentage of E-Paces based on warranty-wise claim data and owner reports, though quantifying how many precisely is difficult. Sunroof drain design and door seals are common culprits. Parts pricing and availability create additional challenges. Common failure items can cost significantly more than BMW equivalents, with extended lead times for some components. Used market pricing shows E-Paces with notably soft residual values compared to premium competitors like the GLA, X1, and Q3. And taking the number one crown, the vehicle mechanics most consistently warn against, the Range Rover Velar. Starting at €62,000, it represents perhaps the most problematic combination of complex engineering, reliability issues, and challenging service support. Motoreasy's reliability index has placed the Velar at the very bottom of their rankings with extremely high average repair bills, lending credibility to widespread mechanic concerns. The Ingenium engines in both 2-litre petrol and diesel form experience timing chain failures at concerning mileages. TUV inspection data and Which surveys both place the Velar among poorer performers. Chain failures beginning at 20,000 to 40,000 kilometers require complete engine removal for repair. London specialist James Patterson described the financial reality. Complete engine removal costs over €2,000 in labour alone. Chain components add nearly €1,000. If valve damage occurred when the chain jumped, and it often has, add €3,000 plus for headwork. We're regularly delivering repair estimates of €6,000 to €9,000 to Velar owners, many of whom owe more on finance than their cars are worth. Land Rover Warranty Administration has created extensive frustration in the independent repair sector. Claims can face intense scrutiny, with some denials for service history variations that might be overlooked by other manufacturers. The ZF 9-speed transmission experiences problems in Velar applications despite performing adequately in other vehicles. Software creates gear hunting behavior, while mechanical failures requiring €7,500 replacement occurs at rates that concern specialists. Electrical problems occur at rates unusual even for complex modern vehicles. The dual-screen Touch Pro Duo infotainment system experiences failures requiring extensive screen replacement, €3,500 per screen. Air suspension compressors require replacement more frequently than expected at €2,200 each. Electronic systems experience various faults, including door handles that malfunction and batteries that discharge due to parasitic drain. Issues Land Rover has addressed through multiple software updates without fully resolving. Water ingress affects a high percentage of Velars based on multiple sources. Depreciation on Velars is among the steepest in the luxury segment. According to depreciation calculators, Velars typically lose around 40 to 50% of their value within 3 years. Better than sometimes claimed online, but still significant for a vehicle in this price range. TUV Germany inspection data shows Velars with notably high failure rates compared to category averages. One workshop owner explained their decision. We stopped accepting Velar repairs because the combination of complex problems, parts delays, and warranty disputes created more customer dissatisfaction than we could professionally manage. These 9 cars represent concerning patterns in modern European automotive manufacturing. Increased complexity paired with reliability outcomes that damage brand reputations built over decades. Reliability data from multiple sources, which ADAC, TUV, Warranty-Wise, Motoreasy, and others, consistently flags several of these models as problematic, with Land Rover products and certain Stellantis engines appearing most frequently at the bottom of the rankings. Others on the list, the A-Class, Captur, X1, tend to rank as below average rather than catastrophic. But the larger issue is manufacturer response. When warranty claims face intense scrutiny, when repairs require proprietary tools creating economic barriers for independent service, and when reliability problems persist across model years, customer trust erodes. Technical service bulletins and recalls demonstrate manufacturer awareness of various issues. Whether these problems result from aggressive cost targets, compressed development timelines, or prioritization of features over reliability remains debatable. What's clear is that buyers are experiencing financial consequences. Mechanics aren't refusing these cars because they're particularly difficult to repair. They're cautious because the combination of expensive failures, challenging warranty processes, and manufacturer support gaps create situations where customer satisfaction becomes nearly impossible to achieve. So what represents better value? The same mechanics expressing concerns about these 9 consistently recommend proven reliability. Toyota Corolla or RAV4, Honda Civic or CVR, Mazda 3 or CX-5. These lack the prestige badges but deliver the reliability that creates positive ownership experiences. Before signing any purchase agreement, research thoroughly. Review which ADAC and TUV reliability data. Read owner forums for recurring complaint patterns. Most importantly, talk to independent mechanics. They'll share insights based on what they see in their workshops daily. Because in 2025's automotive market, avoiding these 9 cars isn't just about preventing mechanical problems, it's about preventing the financial stress, warranty disputes, and owner frustration that too many European car buyers are experiencing. Which of these 9 surprised you the most? Have you experienced these issues firsthand? Share your stories in the comments below, and if this video helps you avoid a costly mistake, hit that like button and subscribe for automotive information focused on real-world reliability data rather than marketing claims. And help us grow by using the hype feature below. It gives this content an extra boost to reach more European car buyers who need this information before making expensive mistakes.